Ricky Gervais is amazing. He is funny, but he's also been defending free speech. And I gotta say, man, Ricky, you gotta be careful. And I mean this sincerely. I'm a huge fan. You are saying things that I believe will get you in trouble in the UK. We've seen people arrested for misgendering. We've seen people arrested for online jokes. And now we have this story. Ricky Gervais called transphobe for defending women refusing to wax trans women's penis. So I agree with Ricky Gervais. It's kind of crazy. And I'll stress this too. Look, I've always been of the opinion, when it comes to the Colorado baker, a lot of people don't understand the issue with the baker was not that he was refusing service to a gay couple, but he was refusing a custom message he didn't want to espouse. My response was, it's not that big a deal to write something on a cake. It doesn't have to be your language, and maybe you can have someone else write it. But they refused, and I believe he won for the most part, though people are, I would say they're harassing him. They won't stop coming to this guy's bakery. Here's the thing, though. It's really, really easy to have that opinion when it's just writing something on a cake. I'm like, dude, take you 10, 20 minutes. You just take icing, you do it. You don't have to agree with it. This is different, but it's the same principle. And this really pressures me on a principle level. I try to do everything based on, like, something that makes sense and is consistent and fair. But I'm not sure how I'm going to have to be the person to be like, if you're a woman, you have to be mandated by the state to touch a guy's junk. That makes no sense. Well, Ricky Gervais agrees. And we have this story from Newsbusters. They say, British comedian Ricky Gervais has been called transphobic over defending women refusing to wax trans women in Canada because they are uncomfortable dealing with clients' very male genitals. Gervais defended the spa worker, saying that it's real feminism for women to choose who to wax or not. But internet users aren't having it. They say, remember, trans women have more political victim tokens than ordinary women. Well, it's a very biased article, I'll say that. If Gervais would only remember that, he wouldn't be dragged as he is at the moment. They say on Sunday, the creator of The Office UK weighed in on one of the more stupidly woke issues to crop up in recent memory in Canada. Stupidly woke is about as Canadian as maple syrup, so that's not saying much. All right. I'm not one that usually uses very hyperbolic articles like this. So I think we get the point, but I do want to stress that Ricky's under attack, okay? They're coming for him over this. Check this out. It's another story from Newsbusters. Jerry Seinfeld, Ricky Gervais fight for the right to joke about anything versus PC police. Now, there's a segment with Jerry Seinfeld and Ricky Gervais. They're driving in this car, and you can see it right here. And Ricky says something like, I love New York. Jerry asks him why, and says it's vibrant. You can people watch. No two people are alike. And Jerry Seinfeld then makes the comment, in which country are they alike? And Ricky says something like, oh no. And then Jerry says China. And Ricky's like, oh no. Here it comes. Here's the point though. Although Ricky seems uneasy by it, it's on purpose. It's the lead into the conversation about if you're allowed to be offensive in comedy. And they ask, so do we leave in the China joke or not? Ricky asks Jerry Seinfeld, do you really believe they all look the same? And he says, no, of course not. It's a joke. And I really got to recommend Ricky Gervais on Sam Harris because he makes a really good point. And forgive me, I am not a comedian, but I'm going to tell you that Ricky's jokes, and I'm doing a disservice to him by telling you this because he's so good at it. But he makes the point that in this woke day and age, people assume your joke is your literal opinion on the matter. And he says something like, a good example is, Ricky goes, I have a joke where I say, oh, that Stephen Hawking is so pretentious. He's born in Yorkshire, but speaks with that phony American accent. Okay, I'm ruining the joke because I don't exactly know where Stephen Hawking was from. But you get the point. Of course he doesn't think Stephen Hawking is pretentious. Is that ableist? It actually is. The joke is, Stephen Hawking uses a computer to speak. And so he's poking fun saying it's a phony American accent. That's why it's funny. Is he really trying to disparage this man for not being able to talk? No, of course not. But there you go. It's going to be called ableist. He has another joke he says where he's like, oh, I saw this really sad story about a 7-year-old girl who had to walk 3 miles from her village to get fresh water. She should move. And that's the joke. Of course, she can't move. That's why it's funny. So I really do recommend it because their jokes are way better. I am not a comedian. But I do want to highlight this because it's a really, really important statement that in today's day and age, these people, the issue I see with Trump in politics and the jokes is that they take everything literally. They believe it's like they can't think properly. I don't know where this comes from, but they were saying during the election that Trump supporters take Trump seriously but not literally, and the anti-Trump people take him literally but not seriously. That's a really important point to be made. Now, I don't want to derail off of the original point. I want to make sure I can get to some of these more important issues. What I want to stress with Ricky Gervais is that he lives in a country that doesn't have free speech. What he said is offensive, and he can get in trouble for this. Now, fortunately for him, he is a privileged white male. I'm kidding. He's actually very privileged, though. He's wealthy, powerful, and famous, and that's going to provide him some protections. Although I wouldn't be surprised if someone came forward and demanded an apology. But what do you think happens then when he talks about this very idea with Jerry Seinfeld? Well, of course, regular Americans are going to find it funny. Go to a Joe Rogan show and he's offensive. But he goes after everybody. Comedy should. Here's the thing. What do we get? The Daily Dot. Comedians in cars getting coffee returns with Seinfeld making a racist joke about China. The point of the joke was to highlight the issue of racist jokes. How meta can you get? Of course they knew it was a racist joke. They weren't making the joke to make a racist joke. They were using a racially loaded joke as the point of the video. But these people don't understand nuance and meta. They heard the joke. Oh, heavens. Seinfeld said a racist joke. No. He specifically made that not to be funny, but to highlight the issue of being allowed to be offensive. And sure enough, the woke brigade is here to be offended that he did it. Totally missing the point. Totally missing the point. But you know what? We know it's the world we live in. So I do want to make sure the point of this segment is clear. Ricky Gervais is a badass. He's awesome. I'm a huge fan. He's defended speech. He's a moderate person. I think he's probably in a similar space to I am in our criticisms, pointing to the bad stuff on the right, but also recognizing the left has gone off the rails. Okay, there's criticism to go around. Nobody's perfect. But I'm going to say right now, the center and the right are in alignment for the most part because of how crazy the left has gotten. But I do want to make sure that I end this with another just absolute absurdity that shows you how crazy things have gotten. This is a story from CBS News. Macy pulls plates with mom jeans and skinny jeans portions. Why? Because one person, with a blue check mark by the way, tweeted, "Who can help me get this banned?" Now I did see an interesting tweet. They said one tweet complaining and Macy's caves and bans the product. That sounds kind of like it's a plant. It's a PR stunt. And it may be. Let's read a little bit of this. They say, oh, so here's the tweet. Allie Ward, how can I get these plates from Macy's banned in all 50 states? Was that a joke? Macy's said it has halted sales of novelty plates that outlined mom jean, skinny jean food portions after consumers on social media said the design body shamed people. The retailer apologized for missing the mark on this product. I don't buy it. This is a weird story. Either we've gotten to a point. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, so okay, this is interesting. The plates were called out on Twitter on Sunday by Allie Ward, a science correspondent for CBS's The Henry Ford's Innovation Nation with Mo Rocca, who spotted the items at a Macy's store. The plates have 3 concentric circles with the narrowest labeled skinny jean and the largest mom jean. How did something like this so happen? Have we become so sensitive to the ridiculous outrage mob that within the same day that some random person tweets a photo, the company pulls the product? That to me seems absolutely insane. They say other consumers of the plates enabled body shaming and were insensitive toward people with eating disorders and other problems. I actually think it's hilarious, and I would now like to buy this product, but I'm not going to because I'm not going to be a victim to your fringe, weird, potential marketing ploys. I'll say this. The only thing that needs to be said. Macy's, you're insane, and nobody should shop. This is the message you've sent. I don't care about your plates. They were funny. But now I will do everything in my power to avoid going to Macy's. Let's be real though, I'm a 33-year-old guy. I don't go to Macy's anyway. They're irrelevant. Maybe this was the point. They're trying to get their bid to be woke and be like, oh no, we made a mistake and now we're gonna cater to the mob because we're desperate. Sorry, Sears are out of business. Macy's is next in line. I really doubt they're gonna survive. But in the end, I only lightly highlight the story because I don't want to do like a full segment on it. It's stupid. Just to point out that, look, man, we all know things are getting crazy. if this is a real story about the plates getting removed, then I fear we're getting more sensitive to this nightmarish outrage culture. And I worry. They're already coming for Ricky Gervais. They're calling him a transphobe. They're complaining about the racism, putting his picture. He's not even the one who made the joke. Look at this. And they put it on him. I kid you not. We're going to see a lot of attacks on him for his defense of free speech. And when you can see how pathetic things are getting with these plates, you know, I don't know. It's kind of a sidestep, but it's in the same realm. So I'll leave it there. Stick around. I got one more segment coming up for you in a few minutes, and I will see you shortly.